Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, a bit of an unexpected stream. We just planned this kind of last second. But I'm here with Grandmaster Eugene Perelshteyn, friend of the dojo.
Hey
Thanks,
guys.
Eugene,
Yeah,
for joining us.
yeah, thanks for having me.
And we're basically just gonna do some training. I'm playing Vegas National Open. It starts literally in 2 days, 48 hours from now, give or take 2 hours. It'll be like the first round.
hmm
Um, so we're just gonna play some practice games, mainly focusing on the opening. Actually, we're just gonna stop after once we get to the middle game, and then just review a bit.
Yeah, kind of similar to guys what I did with Jesse. So I think that worked really well.
Yeah, yeah. Eugene has his own channel, by the way. You can follow him at your username is just
Just my
GM,
name, Eugene Perelshteyn.
just
Yeah.
Eugene Perelstein, and let me give you a shout out. You also have a website, chessopeningsexplained.com,
hmm
which is pretty popular. So you guys should definitely check out Eugene's site. Oh no, I misspelled something. Wait, are you GM Eugene Perelstein on Twitch?
Let me check. No, I'm just Eugene Perelshteyn, no GM.
Oh, didn't didn't work for some reason, but hopefully people can find you.
hmm
Um, but all right, yeah, we're gonna be playing 5 plus 30 with just getting used to that 30-second increments,
Yeah, that increment is important.
and yeah, should be good. Okay, I will send you a challenge.
Sure. Yep, I'm on lead. I'm on chess.com.
Okay, and I'll just mute while we play.
hmm All right, so I'll just play something. I'll go with e4. Okay, c5. Let me think. Knight f3, I guess.
Oh, actually, take my headphones out. All right, guys, I'm gonna keep the music going so I can just focus on the game.
Knight
But
c6.
you let me
Okay,
know if
so
the
this is
music's
maybe some
too loud or if it's too
Sveshnikov
distracting.
stuff. So let me play bishop b5.
All right, bishop b5.
So now d6, e6, g6. Okay. Guess I'll castle.
Hey, just Latte with the sub, 10 months. Thanks so much.
Okay, bishop g7. Okay, I guess I'll play waited move h3. Okay, e5. So maybe I'll play a3 and b4. Let's play a3. So yeah, knight g7, maybe b4. Okay, let's try it. So now
Yeah, absolutely.
black could win the pawn, but then I have bishop a3 and some compensation. Or black maybe can play b6 or d6. Okay, d6 makes sense. Knight c3.
No, I cannot hear Eugene. I took my headphones out and yeah, I turned my speaker down. And I can't hear the music either. So if there's an issue with the music, you guys let me know. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I guess I'll
Eugene
go
likes
knight
the
c3.
accelerated dragon, but that's not what I play. At least not usually. Okay, knight c3.
Castles. take. D3. Okay, so now I probably want my bishop on c4. Okay, maybe f5 is coming. How do I deal with this?
No predictions because we're not gonna play this game out until the end. We're actually just doing like some opening training, so we're gonna play like 20 moves or so, and then just agree to a draw or whatever, and then just review. Which I think is a good training tool for when you just want to practice some openings and just see like if you feel comfortable or not. Oh, Gensum, 5,000 bits. Wow. Thanks so much. Okay, do you think the classical Sicilian is a good choice for 1600? Yeah, I mean, I think all the main openings that are, let's say, respected are totally fine. I think classical Sicilian is a perfectly reasonable choice. So, yeah, can't go wrong with the Sicilians.
Okay, maybe just
Classical,
knight d5.
Dragon, Taimanov, Khan, Najdorf. I think they're all Seshnikov. I think they're all very, very playable. Thanks so much again. Really appreciate it. Um, yeah, in fact, I know Shanklin just released a course on the classical, and his stuff is generally very good. Okay, this move I was planning bishop e6 originally. So I'm actually not 100% sure if I want to trade the light scored bishops. b6 bishop b7 also kind of makes sense, as well as just like f5.
So yeah, I guess f5 is logical.
f5 is kind of the ambitious move because
Maybe
if he
even
takes, I can
f4.
take on d5.
So I have to be a little careful about not getting mated. But
what's actually the threat with
on
f5?
one
Do I
hand,
really want
he's
to
got a
push
pretty weak diagonal.
f4?
He has to watch out for some knight g5 at some point, but not yet. Maybe bishop g5 tactic. Take.
Maybe I'll go
Yeah, probably
b6
it's not going to
first
work
because
yet.
I think I'm pretty much
So let's
always
see
going
what
to
he
play
does. I think I
b6 in this
predict
position.
f5. And I'm not quite sure
And
what I want to do next.
based on what Eugene does, I can continue from there.
b6 is solid, so it looks like he doesn't want to commit to f5 yet.
Yeah, Paulson
Okay, now what?
is
Take on
basically very
e7.
similar to the Taimanov and Khan Sicilians. So yeah, I think Paulson is also fine.
But then what?
This was a
So he takes back with the
Rossolimo,
queen
bishop
or
b5.
knight.
And Scheveningen also playable,
bishop
though I
b2.
guess the Scheveningen is the one where you want to be a little careful because If white hits you with the Keras attack, g4, that's definitely pretty scary. But it's not like that position is like a forced win
Bishop
for white. It's
b2, maybe knight
still playable.
d4. Yes, I guess I'll take. Not really sure if my knight needs to sit there the entire game.
Okay, I wasn't expecting him to take.
Maybe if knight takes, I have bishop b2, and if queen takes, bishop d5.
Okay, let's stick with the queen.
All right, so let's test him.
And bishop d5, I'll just go bishop
How he's going to protect the
d7.
knight. Bishop b7 or bishop d7? Bishop b7. Okay, that's more solid. All right, so now I'm thinking about c4. And the idea is just to anchor that bishop. But I'm not really sure what to do with the c1 bishop. Do I have alternatives to c4?
Yeah, but Magnus has beaten Hikaru in a lot of openings. It
Probably
doesn't
not
mean
a
the
lot.
opening is bad. But I do think the Keras attack
Right,
is
just
pretty
anchor
nice
the
for white.
bishop.
But it doesn't mean the opening itself is unplayable. It just means you have to deal with this drawback. But you can also play Scheveningen, but through Najdorf move order. You can play a6 and then e6.
In hindsight,
right?
maybe
And then
bishop
it's
d7 with idea
the
f5
same structure.
and f4. Trying to checkmate me was an alternative, but I don't know. Bishop on b7 looks interesting. Knight d4 is a principal move here, just trading everything off. But maybe I'll just take and play f4. Or if I take, he plays cd, maybe I have a4. And then bishop a3 is annoying.
Yeah, there should be some live games in Vegas. For sure.
Yeah, the problem for black is this bishop on g7 is a little bit misplaced. It does help him with the f5, f4, g5 attacks, King's Indian style. It guards his king a little bit more, but on the other hand, how does he
maybe a queen
develop
moves and then I go
the rest of the
knight
pieces? The bishop on b7, knight on c6,
e7.
maybe knight d4 is his only way. Knight a5 is a possibility, but yeah, I don't like knight a5. Or he can just sit and play like rook a d8 or f5. f5 is risky though with the bishop on b7. Maybe I'll play ef and rook e1 at some point, or start with rook e1.
What can he do?
Yeah, another interesting scenario, if I put my bishop on b2 and he plays knight d4, do I take on d4 with the bishop?
b2 maybe. Then knight e7.
That may be an interesting option
e5
rather
will
than
be
the knight,
hating.
to try to get a good knight against the bad bishop. So very slow positional game now. Unless black plays f5 and blows open the king side. Yeah, not an easy decision for Kostya here. Do you play for f5, trying to be hyper aggressive, but lose overexposing? Do you play knight d4, being ultra solid? Or do you just kind of wait? I'm thinking whether my pawn needs to be on a3 or on a4. If the pawn is on
Alright, so
a4, I
play
have some
f5.
a5 ideas in the future.
Yeah, I had a very
Alright,
hard
so
time
he is
coming up with a
committing the
move there,
pawn to
but
f5, so this is a very serious
Gotta play
decision.
something.
So okay, if ef, he may throw in some e4 intermezzo, and I might lose some material there. I have to be careful. If I allow f4, g5 is going to be quite slow, right? I have king, knight h2.
Yeah, I definitely thought about f5 earlier instead of b6.
So rook e1, f4 he'll play. I wonder if ef is still a possibility. Ef e4 takes on g6 check. King h8 is forced. Then what? Maybe knight g5. Bishop takes a1. Queen h5. Does this even work? I'm down a rook. Very tempting to play ef. Otherwise, he's going to play f4. It's going to be very difficult to achieve any breaks. All right, let's calculate one more time. Ef e4. I also have after e4, knight g5 immediately check. hg, queen h5 check.
Okay, what's up, Neil?
No, not yet, not queen h5. Take on g6 first. It's a little messy. King takes, or king h6 even. Okay, ef e4. Pawn takes g6, king h8. Knight g5. Bishop takes a1. Knight f7 check, rook f7, gf. That's a lot of pawns, actually. Yeah, ef is so tempting, guys. Knight g5, bishop a1. h5. All right, I think I'm gonna go for it. Honestly, it may not be good. He may play GF. Knight G5, HG, Queen H5, King Bishop H6. I always have Rook A2 if I have to play it safe. Yeah, I always have Rook A2 there actually. All right, let's try it. It's principal move. Otherwise, he plays F4. All right, so he did play GF. So Knight G5 doesn't do much. Rook E1, Rook A2.
There was E4 I could have calculated a bit, but yeah, kind of hard to believe. But I should have at least considered it. So E4 might have been pretty good, actually. Feels very scary, though.
Let's play Bishop B2. Yeah, Rook A2 feels a little slow. Rook E1, E4, Rook A2. You know, Rook E1 does feel more natural. E4, Rook A2.
Okay, so now if E4, you can just go Rook B1.
So now Knight G5, I do want to make work at some point. HG, Queen H5. Bishop H6. Not quite, doesn't quite work. So I have to make some preparations for that. But Rook A2, maybe just Rook E2, Bishop B2, just put pressure on the E pawn. Plus there's some Knight takes E5 at some point if he is not careful. Or Bishop C6 first. So this position is getting quite tactical quickly.
Yeah, I think E4 is very risky for me here, so I don't think I'm going to play that. Question is just how to trade these bishops.
So yeah, either Bishop B2 or Rook A2 is my idea. I like Bishop on C1 though. If in case he's not careful, he may allow some Knight G5, Queen H5. So maybe Rook A2 is better than Bishop B2. Bishop F4 will be an idea as well. How does he solve the pin? Not an easy one. Rook A D8. Rook A E8. So I sort of want to play Rook A2 now. Rook A2. Knight D4. Takes on B7, Queen B7. Maybe it's nothing special. Bishop F4. Queen C7. Bishop H2. Bishop F4, Queen F6, Bishop C6, Queen C6. I've got a G2 issue there. All right, so maybe I gotta play Bishop B2 then. Not the move that I want to play,
Okay.
but maybe it's okay.
I want to go queen c7, but yeah, problem is knight h4 is kind of bothering me.
So knight d4 is an option. Although knight d4, maybe I can take. Yeah, I can probably take. And then he's gonna have a problem with the pin. So bishop d4 cd, knight d4, bishop d5 cd. It's an interesting position. My d pawn is weak.
So there's no choice, I think.
Queen c5, maybe knight e6. Yeah, that's pretty crazy position. But what else besides knight d4? Queen c7. Okay, so he chooses the solid option. Knight g5 is not probably working here. Takes, check, bishop h6. G4.
Yeah, not sure about the pawn sack for sure. I mean, yeah, I think the position is just too open. So if I lose the e5 pawn, I feel like my position kind of collapses.
Okay, gotta make a useful move.
I'm definitely expecting knight h4 here.
Queen d2.
Which I still
Knight
don't know how I'm
h2.
going to meet exactly. Still haven't figured that out. Maybe just knight d4, I guess.
What about g4?
Okay.
It's quite a risky option though. My king is super weak. Maybe I should have played some like knight h4. Okay, so bishop d4 or queen bishop b7, queen b7. Okay, let's take this first. Maybe bishop takes b7 is more accurate. Okay, now I want knight h4. Okay, hold on. Knight h4. Or take on f5.
So if takes knight d2, I'm in time with rook
Knight h4.
g5 checks. Knight h4, yeah.
So fg, queen g4, rook f4, queen g6 check. All right, so now he's got to be a little careful here. Because his light squares are getting weak, it feels like. Fg, queen g4. Okay, my king is also in the queen of the open file is a little like rook g8 maybe. Maybe I have some queen f1. But no, king h2 maybe. I have a check on f5 or g6. A little bit risky. Fg, hg, e4 maybe. Fg, queen g4. Yeah, queen g4 definitely feels the right move. What if he starts at e4? e4, knight takes f5, e3. I'm not sure if it works. Fe. There's definitely some small pressure. I have to be careful. Okay, I have to go for this.
Okay, definitely expecting queen takes, and then I want queen f7.
Okay, so now if rook f4, queen g6 is important intermezzo. Yeah, so now if
And
queen
queen
e4
check,
check,
I'm going king g8.
king
f2.
g8, queen d5. I don't know if I want that. But I definitely want the king on g8, so I'm definitely going to start with a check. All right, so now I have some safe move like rook e2 or rook a2. Maybe rook a2 is more clever. Rook a2. Shift the rook to e2. This is a little weak. What are my alternatives?
And then for e2, I feel like queen
Not a whole
h5 is
lot.
pretty annoying for white. a2 makes sense. Queen h5, knight g6.
Yeah, maybe I'm not sure if I needed to insert queen e4
rook
check.
f3, rook f5.
Maybe I could have
Yeah,
started with
gotta
rook
be okay.
a2
I think
right
queen h5
away. Hard to say.
feels like he has to
Okay,
give
knight
check, and then
g6
we
though
might.
is my
Okay,
threat. I
so
can
king
win in
h8.
exchange.
All right.
So rook e6 is forced. He played queen h5. Okay. So what's going on? So rook f4 is his idea. If I double, rook f4, queen g6.
This was a super jam game. We would just go
Can I
like
play
queen
queen
d5,
g4?
king
Takes,
h7,
takes.
just repeat moves. Make a draw.
This seems pretty safe. Rook f4, f3, bishop f6. And if I double, rook f4, queen g6. Not sure what to do. Guess I'll go for this plan.
Yeah, I mean, not all super jams.
Oh wait, but rook f4, I can't play queen g6. Huh. No, rook f4, I can play queen f4, right? And then takes. Even that's not super clear. My knight's hit. Maybe queen d5. Okay, not obvious. I definitely want to trade queens. My king is still a little bit weak. Queen d5, king h8. Yeah, rook f4 is an interesting. Queen e4 take, check. King h7. Knight g2. Don't really like f3. My knight's gonna get trapped. All right, so this enables me to trade queens. Or hold on, here I have king h1 as well. Let's just play it safe. King h1, rook f4. Okay, let's play queen g4. Yeah, no time. You gotta play it safe. Queen g4 is the safest move I can see here. Okay, rook f4 does force me to trade queens. Maybe that's an equal rook and pawn game. Rook f4 takes, knight g6, knight f3. Knight g6, rook
Knight
f5
g6.
though.
I think I have rook f5. The knight's kind of trapped. So I'm expecting knight g2, rook f3.
And then what?
Yeah, it feels like this turned out well for me.
Okay, that doesn't work. I have to go knight g2. Not a move I want to play. Knight g6, rook f5, and then king f7 is coming.
I just off for a draw.
Okay. Yeah, this is probably worst position for me. I'll take the draw.
All right. I think that went okay.
Yeah, tough game.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I thought I'm worse at the end.
Yeah.
I wanted to make knight g6 work, but then you have rook f5.
Right.
And then my knight is getting trapped.
Yeah.
I don't think I can, unless I have h4. No, I don't believe in that. And then h5.
Mm-hmm.
No, but then you just play king h7, h5, king h6, right? No, that I don't believe in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so somewhere I messed it up.
Yeah.
I think I was better, and then it was definitely worse at the end.
Yeah, it's interesting. Let me I'll just make an analysis board.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see if I can get you. There we go.
All right, so we have Rasalimo. So yeah, e5 and knight f6 are the two main moves from what I remember, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And knight f6 enables me to push e5. So e5 is logical. And now a3 with idea to sack like Benoni, Benko style.
Mm-hmm.
Like knight g7, b4, take, bishop a3. It's a common idea.
Yeah.
And then you can't play a5, so you have to go back to c6, and then I can play bishop d6. Some kind of annoying paralysis. So I think d6 was the right reaction to that. Yeah, because this position I think is just not comfortable.
Yeah, I never like just taking twice on b4.
This is thematic. And then even though there's no concrete problems, but it's hard to finish development.
Wait, are you making moves on the board?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I just see b4, but you were saying if black takes twice, like bishop a3.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then bishop d6.
Right. Yeah, guys, we're the point of this is just to practice kind of opening, early, middle game. So if you
just to get to some kind of interesting position.
yeah, if you want to watch me bungle some endgames, we have endgame sensei for that. But yeah, I felt okay.
So I
here.
felt like d6 is natural.
Mm-hmm.
So I think knight c3. Yeah, knight c3 is logical. Castles make sense. Here I wasn't sure if I should take or not, but I think at some point I have to take, so I might as well take it now.
Right.
and knight d5 I want to play, but first I wanted to play d3 just to see how you're gonna go. Um, in some cases, maybe I have some bishop g5, knight g5, so h6 is a useful move. Plus you're preparing king h7, which made sense.
Right.
And here I'm already not sure about bishop c4. But what else to do? You're
It's
gonna play
funny,
king
after
h7, f5.
just checking the theory, after bishop c4, king h7, we transpose to a game between Lekwang Liam and Dubov from Gibraltar.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, kind of funny.
I was not aware of that game at all.
No, me neither. Yeah. So in that game,
So what did Lequan play?
he played rook b1. So it was
Yeah,
b6.
I was debating if I want to play rook b1 first, but yeah, I'm not really sure if I want to start rook b1.
Yeah, and basically I would have played b6, bishop e6 pretty much, I think.
I mean, now he has to trade, right?
Oh, he went bishop d5 here. It's interesting.
Oh, right.
And then
so
your
he was
idea,
c4
queen
next,
d6,
my idea.
c4. Yeah, so he ended up winning, actually. White did.
Okay, this may be an interesting idea to insert rook. But yeah, I didn't know if I should insert rook b1 or keep the rook a2 option later. So I think what I did made sense too.
Yeah. Yeah, knight d5. Yeah, so here I had a big decision, right? I was thinking about bishop e6 and also f5.
Yep. So after bishop e6, I can probably take on e7 and play bishop d5. Although after bishop d5, you can take e4. That's an extra option that you would not have in that game.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Maybe that's why he started rook b1. I got it. So yeah, this I don't like giving you this e4 option. But if I don't play bishop d5, I have to trade on e6.
Yeah. So
but
this
then I
kind of
have no
structure
advantage because I can't
feels
establish a knight on d5.
right. Yeah, this would feel very very okay for me.
Because you have knight d4, you have f5, rook b1, b6 is nothing special. All right, so maybe that was my inaccuracy. Because after bishop e6, I can't just sit there on d5. I did have an option knight e3. Yes, I was considering knight e3 here.
Yeah, I thought you might play that as well.
Because you don't really want to take on c4. I guess you could, but then knight c4 is an option for
Queen
you.
c7, something like this.
And then I wanted to play a4 to establish the strong knight. I felt like white maybe is a little bit better just because it's hard to get f5 going. And if you don't play for f5, black just has to sit there.
Yeah, so here, like, without the light square bishops, I feel like I would just double on the d file, yeah, and kind of sit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to evaluate.
Exactly. I do have an option to just build up, right? This is typical where black can get into slight issues. But yeah, we can check later with Lila after this if this is also a playable position. So let's see what will happen in the game. So b6 definitely is an interesting move. You're basically
how do you think white
open.
should play on f5? If I just went for it, like, without like weakening the knight on
c6.
c6.
This felt really dangerous because of this. At some point, I have this ef idea, right? But maybe not yet because ef knight takes d5.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So I was gonna probably consider trading if I want to play ef, trading on e7. And then depending how you take queen or knight.
I guess queen takes.
Queen takes. Kind of similar to the game, except bishop is on the diagonal, which may be benefiting you more. I wasn't sure if the bishop on b7 was doing a whole lot.
Yeah, I
definitely. Because now you want to play f4 and you want to attack with that bishop supporting.
Yeah, I underestimated your bishop d5, like c4. It's kind of not sure what to do there.
Yeah, because if I play like a quiet move like rook e1, then f4, and you got your potential
f4,
attack.
g5, bishop f6, right?
I mean, maybe it's not the end of the world for me with the bishop on c4, but I don't really see my counterplay to that. So I don't like rook e1.
If you go EF here, can black play E4?
It's an option. I mean, it's worth investigating. Then I take on G6 with check.
Yeah, let's say King H8.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Hold on. If I don't take, do I have some intermezzo knight? I always considered various options like knight G5, but in this position, just take HG, and if I take on G6, I have no follow-up.
Yeah, then I take with the king.
You just
Right?
take back, right? Yeah, I gotta take on G6.
Right, and then
And then do you play King H8 or King takes G6?
um,
Maybe King takes G6 is
yeah.
not
Honestly, I don't see the danger
terrible.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like I may have something, but it has to be immediate. I'm losing material here. I don't really see any concrete. I don't have any checks. Knight H4, you just take. I mean, I gotta go all out. Take on E4 and give up the rook.
Right.
I don't see anything else. So DE.
Yeah.
Or rook E1, bishop A1, rook takes E4. So then I have knight H4 with a tempo.
Yeah. Rook E1 is kind of annoying, maybe.
Yeah, rook E1, bishop A1, rook takes E4, and then knight H4 comes with a check. Maybe followed by queen H5. Your bishop is still on C8, rook on A8. Definitely in the practical game, some problems to solve.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how much material I got for the rook? 3 pawns?
I think just 2 pawns.
2 pawns. And H6 pawn is weak. I'm not sure if it's enough, but I mean, I'm still attacking, right? I got
Yeah,
all my
definitely.
pieces in the game. Your rook and the bishop are out of the game. Bishop on
Yeah.
A1 is out of the game. Looks promising.
Yeah. I
That's
don't
what
know.
I was considering something like that during the game.
Right. Right. I didn't even consider it because it was just like I didn't want it.
No, this is too risky for you, right?
Yeah. So. So okay. I guess I mean on EF. Yeah. I can just take with the pawn. And then
Right,
we
and
get
this is kind of
similar.
similar to the game station. I just play rook E1, and I think I'm slightly better. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just not. Yeah, I'm not too sure what my plan is. Like bishop e6 or bishop d7.
You also have to be careful about this knight G5 at some point.
Right. Right.
So maybe bishop E6 is okay, but yeah, like knight G5, take queen H5, nothing special there. What if I play bishop G5, HG, bishop takes E6? Bishop G5 you can ignore.
Mm-hmm.
Just play queen F7. Yeah, like I was always debating like how do I build up. Okay, maybe I just have to just take and play bishop B2 just like in the game and accept maybe a tiny edge. If, just because your E pawn is a little weak and maybe some pressure.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not even sure if there is an edge, but it just feels a little nagging pressure against the E pawn.
Yeah, it's
And your
somewhat.
pawn structure on the king side is a little damaged.
It's somewhat loose. But at least I like kind of know what I'm doing here. I got rook d8 or maybe c4
Right.
somewhere.
Exactly. Yeah. If you can consolidate, you're definitely fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
So maybe this was an option.
yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So you played b6, and
Mm-hmm.
that's more or less forced after that. Take. I was actually thinking maybe knight takes e7
Yeah. I guess.
was an
Yeah.
alternative,
I really could.
but you probably didn't like bishop b2 and how do you deal with that
Yeah. I just
pawn?
felt like knight on e7 is bad against e4 pawn.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
just
that
kind
makes
of.
sense.
But I mean, maybe I just go queen c7 and maybe knight can go to g6 one day, like after some g5.
Hmm. Possibly, yeah. Yeah, if you can get away with that. Again, g5 you always have to be careful about sacks and queen h5, but
Yeah.
if it works, it works. But yeah, I mean, the way you played made more sense. Keep the knight on
Mm-hmm.
e6, it can go to d4.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So
basically, this
here.
is the
Yeah.
same as Liek 1 against Dubov,
Mm-hmm.
except I didn't play rook b1 and your bishop's on b7.
Right.
I felt like bishop on b7 may be misplaced, but maybe not. It's hard to say because you want to play knight d4 at some point.
Yeah, I just didn't know how to solve this because, yeah, I felt like if I go knight d4 immediately, I felt like I'm just worse.
I was debating knight d4,
Mm-hmm.
maybe knight takes d4,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not sure like
I guess I would go
cd or
cd.
ed. Yeah, cd, and here I was debating a4 to
Right.
get a tempo on you with bishop a3 and a5 and just get a quick counterplay.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I throw in bishop takes d5 when you take on d4.
Yep. Although here I have an interesting alternative. I have knight f5 gfcd. It's a little messy there, but I have a protected passer and a queen h5. Or the other idea is cd, cd, a4, bishop a3. Also, I think I'm a little bit better.
Yeah, I was definitely just thinking, yeah, cd, cd, a4.
Because I feel like my d pawn is better because it's
Right.
a protected passer.
Yeah, I mean,
And I don't like the bishop on g7 here.
maybe I just go like rook fc8 and then
Right, rook fc8, bishop a3. And then
put the
you
queen
have
on
c3
d7.
outpost.
Right, and then try to go like, yeah, bishop f8 or rook
Yeah, if
c3.
you have time for bishop f8 and rook c3, you should be holding. But it's not an easy decision, yeah.
Yeah, I felt either I'm holding or I'm worse. So
Right.
wasn't.
So I think what you played made sense. Because I gotta react with EF. If I don't play EF, you're gonna play F4, and I'm not even tiny bit better. Right?
Uh-huh.
The moment you play F4, like what's my next move?
I mean, I guess I actually wasn't. I actually didn't think you would take on f5. I guess I thought we would
Hmm.
get like bishop b2, f4,
F4.
and like a4,
Hmm.
and then you just go knight
Like
h2 when you need to.
knight H2 and A5. And just kind of slow play it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when you go a4, I always get I get the b4 square. So like,
Yeah, but E5 is also weak, so it's a double-edged situation.
right. So
But
something
if
like
I
rook
if I don't
e8.
play for A4, I have no other move.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
my only chance.
Hmm.
Maybe bishop C3
Hmm.
first, and now I want to play A5. Yeah, I can see how I can be better. If I get A5, it's a free counterplay, and you don't have time for G5, G4.
Yeah. So this I wasn't convinced I had enough here. At least, I mean, I would still play
Yeah, it
g5
feels
and
like
so
white's
on, but
better.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I really wasn't
you're a little
sure.
bit behind here on the king side.
Uh, oh, and if I go a5, you just take on c6, huh?
Oh, I
So I
guess
don't get
you
knight
could.
b4.
Although, do I want this position? And then I just play queen b3, queen b2, or double the rooks. Yeah, I guess I can just attack the b and the e points. Yeah, otherwise knight b4 is coming. Hmm.
No, but what you did is probably
But if
more
I
critical.
take, you play rook b8, rook fe8, I'm not sure how I'm gonna build up. Right?
Yeah, and then I
Queen
get the d
b3.
file too. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's double-edged still.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about this. So I played ef, which I thought was the most principled.
Hmm.
And here I was considering e4,
Right.
fg, king h8.
Yeah.
And I was basically thinking white somehow should get an attack. And I wasn't quite sure exactly how.
Right.
My first reaction was knight g5.
Hmm.
Bishop takes a1. Here I wasn't sure if I want to play queen h5. Or rook f, or knight f7, queen h5. I mean, queen h5 is very concrete.
Yeah.
I'm threatening take, so you have to play. If bishop g7, yeah, this is an interesting position after bishop g7. I wonder if I have some tactics.
Yeah, like knight f7 and then bishop h6.
Yeah, and I was considering like some kind of knight e6 as an alternative. Would knight take g7 as well? Looks quite dangerous, actually.
Yeah, I mean, if I had more time, maybe I'd consider it, but it just from afar it looked. I mean, Yeah,
Risky.
my gut reaction wasn't good to this. Yeah.
All right, so you played GF, I thought was good.
Mm-hmm.
And now I played rook e1, which
Mm-hmm.
I think is good move. Rook a e8 makes sense. Yeah, it feels like I have something here, but I'm not sure how to use this something.
Right.
Rook a2, rook e2, I felt like maybe I should do, but then I'm not sure if I should play bishop b2. So this is tough between rook a2 and bishop b2 decision. So bishop b2 felt the most forcing, but then I loosened this knight g5 threat at some point. Not easy to make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what do we play against rook a2?
So rook a2. So here I was thinking my next move would be bishop f6 if you gave me a chance.
And if I double?
Then queen g7.
So you're getting some counterplay against g2. Yeah, I have not considered this regrouping bishop f6, queen g7.
I mean, I'm not totally sure. Like bishop b2.
But the thing is, after bishop b2, bishop takes c6, bishop c6. I mean, am I gonna have a threat there? Because knight e5, I always get mated, and bishop e5, you may have some bishop takes f3 intermezzo. So I don't actually have a threat.
Wait, sorry, bishop b2. What's black playing there?
Well, I guess I'm asking like, what's my threat as white here?
Oh, what's oh right.
If I don't have a threat,
Oh
then
right, yeah. Then I
what
just
if
go
you
rook
just make
e7.
like rook e7 or something?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So that's what during the game I was a little bit skeptical of this bishop c6 ideas.
Yeah, I mean that's why I thought bishop b. I thought what you did is very critical. Although, wait, bishop b2, queen c7. Yeah, here I was expecting knight h4.
Yeah, knight h4 I think was maybe a better option because queen h5 is coming. Yeah,
Yeah.
g4 was a little crazy.
I mean, I'm glad you played it. It was interesting.
Yeah.
And so I think I
Yeah, this
was
is my
gonna do
natural
knight
move for
d4.
sure. Yeah, knight d4 is what I considered, and now I think the critical line is take on b7,
Yeah.
take on d4 because I have to get rid of that knight, and queen h5.
Right. And then here I think I wanted queen f7.
Queen f7, right? And then kind of like the game situation, I could trade queens and then play for g4 plan.
Yeah.
Because if I don't play g4, you're gonna play e4, and I could be easily worse.
Mm-hmm.
So this looks okay for you.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure, but yeah, it makes sense.
That's why I started with g4, hoping to open up your king a little.
Mm-hmm.
But it could backfire badly. I knew that.
Yeah. I mean,
Like you may have some e4 here or some
right.
crazy stuff like e4, bishop g7, queen g7. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh yeah,
My
e4.
king is weak.
I didn't actually consider this one here, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I feel like e4 is critical. If you slow play it, you may get weak on light squares. But e4,
Maybe take knight h4.
take on g7,
Yeah.
queen g7, knight h4. Yeah, but then I don't know. My king on g1 looks a little weak. Knight f5 is not even a threat, so you may have some move there. Is queen g5 a move?
Oh yeah, maybe I just go queen g. Yeah, that's very annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, so this felt really loose, this move g4, but I decided to give it a shot.
Yeah. No, actually e4. Yeah, really. Okay, definitely should have looked at that one.
Yeah, because I gotta play bishop takes g7, so let's say e4, bishop g7, queen g7.
Yeah.
All right, and now what's my next move? Yeah, this is a tough. If d takes e, f takes g, that can't be good for me with a wide open king. This just looks bad. Not that I look at it. It's just like, why am I opening my own king?
Right.
Knight h4, queen g5.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
I don't have any tactics, do I? Knight f5, rook f5, bishop e4, rook takes e4, de. Maybe you have some knight d4 there. I feel like I'm gonna get mated. Yeah, this looks bad. We'll check later with engine, but I think this g4 is just maybe bad.
Yeah. Yeah, now I don't, yeah, I don't see what white does. Interesting. Okay, then the rest, I mean, I felt like it made sense.
Yeah, here I was optimistic about my position. I thought queen e4 was good to lock up the g file. But then I didn't know what to do. So rook a2 makes a lot of sense. I like that.
Yeah.
Queen h5. I think I underestimated, honestly, queen h5 move because it felt like I'm about to play rook e2 and just consolidate and win on light squares.
Right.
But now I have to deal with various rook f4 tricks.
Yeah, if I don't have this, I feel like it gets pretty difficult.
So I think I got a double, right? I mean, what else do I have?
I mean, I thought if you wanted to bail out, you could play.
Because queen g4 check, you can take rook f4, f3, and bishop f6.
Right.
And then I'm going to lose the f pawn.
I guess I thought you could go queen d5 check if you wanted to. And then king h8, you just go back queen e4.
Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, if I was less ambitious, that's probably the right way.
Yeah.
Yep, and now knight g6 is annoying, so you gotta go king e8.
Yeah, I was joking that if it was like the Bucharest, that's how the game would finish.
But what about rook e6 though? What if you get ambitious after queen e4?
Okay, maybe.
How do I deal with this rook f4 business?
That's a good point.
So queen g4 is again takes rook f4. I gotta play f3, bishop f6.
Yeah.
Ah, no, then it doesn't work because knight g6 intermezzo check.
You have knight
Okay.
g6. Right.
So here the queen g4 does work. And I'm okay.
Yeah.
If I can consolidate, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, maybe this is how I should do this. And you have to play queen e8 with some rook g8 ideas.
Oh, I do have I was thinking about this in the game, not in this exact position, but I have like maybe h5.
Ah, tricky.
Guess you have rook g2 now.
Do you have like rook h2?
H2, yeah.
Rook h6? Then I have g5. Yeah, maybe I have rook h2 with, again, using the king. King feels like misplaced. Now gh is a threat.
Yeah, actually, this is. Yeah, not super fun, actually.
Yeah, it feels like your king is always misplaced on h8 in this position.
Right. So yeah, rook e6
yeah,
feels
I doubled.
very ambitious for me.
So yeah, I'm playing still ambitiously with here, and then queen g5. Queen g4, I have to play, otherwise king h1, rook f4 was annoying. Right? If king h1, rook f4, you're gonna play?
I actually thought, yeah, I was, but I thought that's still, like, you have queen d5 check.
Okay,
and then
queen
maybe
d5 check.
Knight g2 after.
Somewhere.
Yeah, I'll go king h7, knight g2.
I do have knight g2 and I'm okay. Yeah, you're right. And
yeah, so I thought you're okay here, yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay, you're right. Yeah, maybe this is what I should have done. I think I just overestimated my endgame and then I forgot about this. My knight getting trapped on h4 or g6.
Yeah,
rook f4.
Unfortunate.
And now I have to go into this endgame. And my initial reaction was knight g6.
Yeah.
But then rook f5, and like, how do I get the knight?
I like your line, this king h7, king h6. It's kind of funny.
Yep, and the knight is trapped. So yeah, that means knight g2, and I have to accept I'm gonna lose a pawn.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's losing, honestly, with the pawn down, right? Because I mean, if I can get my knight on e4 or some other good square,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have big compensation. But first, I have to protect d3.
Right.
So rook d1 probably.
Yeah.
You're gonna take the pawn.
Right.
Probably. Well, now I'm worried about like king f7 and you double.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I am in big trouble. I can't consolidate easily.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would be very happy with this, obviously.
Yeah, like if you put the knight anywhere except g2, g3 is good.
Right.
White is even better if the knight is on g3. But g2 is like the worst possible square.
Right. That's funny.
Like how do I get the knight into the game? Knight e1. Even from e1, it has no squares. This just looks horrible. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so let me quickly run this by the engine.
Sure.
I have this trusted Leela. All right, so let me go back to the opening. Yeah, it says it's about even.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it doesn't want to quite commit to b takes c here. It likes rook b1 or bishop c4 and just kind of waiting strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And then d3 and then knight d5. So it does everything except it's not taken on c5. Not obvious.
Yeah.
And then slowly builds up. So maybe this is the way to do it. Yeah, that's not obvious at all. All right, so bc, dc, d3, h6. And yeah, bishop c4, king h7. We are just transposed, yeah, to Liekuan Lemon's Dubov. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me check. All right, so bishop c4, king h. Yeah, this position is roughly even. Leela prefers my move over rook b1, knight d5,
Oh, nice.
but it's not changing the eval.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stockfish is giving everything as.
It's between 0, 0 and like 0.05, right? So it's
Yeah. Same. Same.
all right. So that means position is roughly even. b6 makes sense. Knight takes e7, still even. Still even. Bishop b7. Bishop b7 I did not quite like as much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was actually thinking during the game that the bishop is misplaced. I think I like bishop d7
Right.
maybe more, but it's hard to make that call during the game. It's just again tiny inaccuracy at
But
most.
it makes sense now because then it's kind of like, yeah, I'm more prepared to go f5 and knight's not pinned, so I can.
Funny enough, at first it doesn't like my ef move.
Uh-huh.
It likes bishop b2 and just build up after f4 with a tiny edge. But now it says ef is pretty good.
Okay, cool. Q1.
And does it like my rook e1? Oh, rook e1 is only moved for an advantage. Look at that.
Yeah.
So we're playing pretty good chess.
Yeah, I mean, so far, not bad.
Rook A E8 is good. Oh wow, you know that it does consider briefly this knight G5 check after Rook A E8, but it's nothing special.
Hmm.
And the line is HG. Can you see me making moves?
Yeah.
Bishop H6,
Oh, wait.
H4.
No, not anymore. So here,
Mm-hmm.
saw your arrows, but not the moves.
Queen H5, and yeah, crazy.
And then H4.
Yeah, only computers can play like that. And now HG is my threat, and it's confused.
Yeah, I gotta go
It says
rook
now Rook
G8.
G8 is the best move.
Right.
Second best is Knight D4. Everything else you're worse. Wow, Rook G8 is amazing double exchange sack.
Yeah.
Bishop takes, Rook takes, HG, Rook G5 take, Queen G5, and then some kind of equality. That's a crazy line.
Yeah, I'm getting like all zeros here. H4, rook G8, take.
Yeah, not human.
Right.
But it shows you how dynamic these positions are.
Yeah.
And white has to make some kind of a draw.
Right.
But yeah, you're on the better side of that equality for sure. So I think I played the best. Bishop B2. Okay, and then Queen C7. It's not a big fan of Queen C7 because of Knight H4. Yeah, we looked at this. Knight H4, Knight D4. Bishop B7, Queen B7, Bishop D4, CD. Ah, but Queen H5 is a mistake. Oh, but that's difficult. I have to. Oh, there's only one move for an advantage. Instead of Queen H5, is Rook B1. The idea is to put the rook on B5. That's how to activate that stupid rook. I wanted to get Rook A2.
Now, my stockfish is also telling me on knight D4, instead of taking anything, you should just go queen H5 first. So I don't have queen F7.
Ah, yeah, now Lila also likes Queen H5. It says both give white an edge. I guess it's more tactical, this line.
Yeah.
I like the more positional, Rook B1.
Yeah. So instead of queen C7, I guess I had to go queen D7. And then on knight H4, knight D4, there's some difference. Queen H5. I guess because I'm threatening to take on D5 twice, so you don't
No,
have
but Knight
time.
H4, Knight D4, I transpose. I take on B7, I take on D4.
Oh, right. Okay.
B1.
So
Yeah,
actually,
the
let's look at
positional
that.
idea is still there.
So here.
Then Rook B1. It seems white's a bit better now with Rook B5 coming.
Oh, I see.
And then I can play Queen H5.
Interesting.
I mean, it's still pretty complex. You have Queen F7, Rook B5, Queen F6.
Stockfish seems
H5,
to
Queen
think
G5.
that black is okay after E4.
Ah, E4 and the Rook B5.
I think it wants to take on D3.
Looks really risky. Knight takes F5.
Yeah, then rook takes E1, queen E1, queen F7. It's a lot of only moves for black.
Queen, If Queen E4, D2, Queen C2, Queen takes C4. Wow. Wow, Queen takes C4. What a move. And then you get a second queen. And even there, after Queen F1, you still have to make a draw. That's crazy. Yeah, that's typical Stockfish.
Yeah. So it's not a good sign that I would have to like find all this.
Too tactical for Lila.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
crazy.
G4 is bad because of E4, by the way. We already established that.
Oh, we found that one. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And
yeah,
I'm just worse, like -2.
Yeah.
All right, so at least we got that. Knight D4. You're still fine, but now it's again equal. Although it doesn't like my bishop takes B7 move at all. It says knight H4 was more. Yeah, that's what I had no time to make that decision. Do you allow knight bishop takes D5 or not?
Right.
Because like my pawn on D5 was so bad.
Yeah, it's kind of unnatural to allow that.
But then maybe because of that d pawn, it keeps my attack alive. Fg, queen g4. If queen f7, rook ac1, all of a sudden I have the rook in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like quite dynamic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's difficult to make that call. Yeah, so I took, and yeah, I don't have any advantage. You actually, instead of FG, you also had E4, tactical idea. I
Yeah,
did consider E4.
so I was considering this one actually, but my thought was if I go e4 and you take on f5, that I'm
And
sacking
then
the
E3.
exchange.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I thought E3 you play.
Yeah, I mean, apparently I could sack, but yeah, e3 is a lot stronger.
Yeah,
This
and
one I
here I'm
missed.
like,
I
this
didn't
is just a
realize I could
mess.
just play that.
And then I was gonna play rook A2, but it felt like maybe now you can sack.
Then I
And
see.
king, yeah, take and rook G8, and my king is exposed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
this looks
because
nice.
my problem was if I sack first and go e3, I thought queen h5 is kind of annoying. And I just wasn't sure about this one.
Ah, right, because I'm getting some counterplay.
Yeah.
Or
But
queen G4 even.
maybe queen g4, right. Just it yeah, it just felt like very unclear, but I just go
Even after
e3.
queen G4, rook G8, king F1, still a mess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to find king F1, which is only a move.
Mm.
I'm not worried about queen H1. That's crazy. Yeah, so you're right. E4 was definitely a dynamic option, maybe a better move than FE. But FG, I mean, is still fine for you.
Yeah.
Doesn't like queen F7 as much. It likes rook F6 more. But queen F7 is okay.
Yeah,
Queen
I feel
E4
so
check, it
awkward
says it's
playing
equal.
rook f6.
Still equal.
Mm-hmm.
Rook A2, queen H5, best move. And now you're right. I should make a draw with queen D5, queen E4.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can bail out queen G4 as well, but I'm gonna have to give up. Yeah, so queen G4, I'm gonna give up the G4 pawn, just play knight F5, knight D6, knight E4. Yeah, that's not obvious. So I played rook A2. Oh, and I blundered rook F4. No, but yes, at first rook F4, I wanted to play queen takes F4, EF, rook takes E8.
Yeah.
But then after king H7, I realized my knight is just trapped. If knight G2, have F3. And I can just resign.
Huh. Wait, I mean, I definitely consider this line. I'm just curious. I
But
just
my
wondering
second
why.
backup move was queen D5 check,
Yeah.
king H8, knight G2. But apparently this loses after rook F3. Oh, rook takes H3 and rook H1 mate. Wow.
Huh.
Can't stop it. And if I
That's
play
weird.
H4, then rook G8. Wow. And your attack is just basically bishop F6 is killing.
Huh. Yeah, that's a nice line.
So yeah, I definitely blundered the rook F4. After queen G5, I should play king H1. Queen
Mm-hmm.
G4, I'm seriously worse, which we established. This is a mistake. Yeah, king H1, I maintain equality.
Right.
And after rook F4, I'm just worse. I have to play this knight G2, move rook F3, rook D1, and just suffer down a pawn with knight E1. It finds this regrouping. Knight E1, king G2, knight F3. And maybe if I can get my knight around, I can hold.
Mm-hmm.
Not an easy one.
Wait, but look at this move. That's kind of funny in the end game.
Mm-hmm.
If you go for this plan, say play king f7, king g2 here, knight f3.
Knight F3.
Yeah, best move for black is king f6. Like
What?
just getting out of the checks and just saying you can't take on e5 with anything.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't have found
Because of
that
rook
one.
H2 check, right?
Yeah. And then I'm threatening like g4. It's pretty crazy.
But if what if I double and if G4, knight takes E5, check, king
Yeah.
G3? Am I getting mated there?
Yeah, king g3, king f5, only move.
Yeah, I'm getting mated with rook H3. Wow.
It's very funny
That's
line.
that's a beautiful mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see myself falling for this mate,
Mm-hmm.
especially in time pressure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, shall we play another one?
Yeah, let's play one more.
Cool.
Same, same one, maybe colors reversed.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds good. That was already very helpful. Let's see. Just
Yeah, I did not even know we transposed into something well known.
okay. Yeah, I'll just send the same challenge.
Okay, accept.
Okay, I'm gonna mute. Yeah, for me, tournament
All
starts
right,
Wednesday.
d4. Let's play knight f6. King's Indian. d6. h3. Oh, this is like the Karpov system or
We're gonna
something.
go with our pet line here.
Okay, so let's see, e5.
Has Bruce decided if he's gonna try to go for GM? Well,
I don't mind the endgame. Takes, queen d8, king d8.
we're
Should be
seeing,
okay.
decided, like he's thinking about it, but I don't think he's considering it. I think he's already decided he's not really interested right now. I'm going for it. Yeah, I still have
So he can
some
go into the
interest.
endgame. He can play d5. Then I like my knight a6.
Yeah, this early e5. I
I
think I
could have
gotta
maybe
take.
started with knight a6 first, and then e5. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I could have started with that. All right, so he's going for the endgame, trying to punish me. Okay, so I'm gonna have to protect my pawn, knight c6.
Okay, I'm gonna think.
White's a little bit better. He has very simple plan: bishop e3 or bishop
Gotta be
g5
bishop
followed by
g5 and
castle long. But
castles. Bishop
the problem,
g5,
once black consolidates, maybe like
h6,
knight d7,
castles.
a5, bishop f8, I can get my knight c5 and d4. This outpost, these two could be a real problem for him if I consolidate.
Maybe just bishop e3. Maybe I don't want to provoke h6 if I'm not taking on f6. Knight g5, king e8, knight d5. Yeah, good thing we're playing this line because I really should know what I'm doing here.
Bishop g5 or bishop e3 are the most natural ways. Bishop g5, probably I want to play h6. He castles with check. Bishop d7, then king c8 and a5.
Go bishop
a5, king
e3
c8,
maybe.
a4, bishop
So just I
f8.
have knight g5 available. Oh yeah, I forgot about the mask. Okay, I'm just gonna play this.
All right, so now if he castles, maybe
Bishop
I'll play
e5,
knight d7,
h6. I
right?
didn't understand what I'm doing there. Castles, king e8.
So maybe I'll put my bishop on e6.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Let's castle here.
So knight g5, I'm not that worried about it because my knight's still going to d7.
Okay, and this is why
And then I
kind
can
of want a
put my
knight
king on. Once he
e5
trades,
here.
let's say knight g5, knight takes e6, I'm going to put my king on e7 and
Yeah,
hopefully
maybe Eugene doesn't care.
get my knight to c5 at some point, or d4. If knight d5, I can play h6. Do you want h6? Maybe I'll start with bishop f8 just to stop c5. He can still play c5. c5, king c8. Maybe I'm okay there. What else can he play? Knight d5 or knight g5?
Knight g5, knight d4, f4.
Knight d5, king c8, c5, maybe a5, and then bishop f8.
I think this is a training
It's a
game.
possible plan.
I have no idea. Be very curious to find out what it's supposed to do. Okay, let's try it. Only one way to find out.
All right, so he's going for it, guys. I think I have to play h6.
Or just h6, wow.
All right, so we have an interesting structure. Two bishops
Yeah, I wasn't sure about
against
this
the
structure.
double pawns, but my pawns are covering all the keys outposts. And if he plays c5, bishop c4, my king is going to be covering the e6 pawn quite nicely. And then my knight can go to d4.
c5, knight d4, f4.
All right, so my king definitely needs to get rerouted. And now I'm thinking knight d4 or any prep moves. Knight d4, he may have f4, ef, bishop takes d4 ideas. Do you want to start with g5? Maybe.
If knight d4, I take on d7, and then I go f4.
Maybe I should have started with a6. Just I didn't realize bishop b5 was another option for him. Okay,
Otherwise,
so I
am I
can play
threatening to take
bishop
on c6?
f6,
You're probably right. Like, that feels like too much if black lets
bishop
me take on
g5.
c6.
Knight d4, bishop d7, king d7, f4.
Yeah, I don't have any norms. John has two norms, I think. At least one.
How about knight d to b8? Crazy move.
And Trent has at least one or
But then
two as
what?
well.
a6, bishop a4. Not sure if I like it.
Was that true? Tier 2 sub, you get 2x channel points? Oh boy, guys. It's never been cheaper. We also have a ton of posts on Patreon.
Can play rook
So our
a
Patreon
d8
page is
first.
not just to support us. There is a bunch of older content on there, like articles and videos I made, like game analysis videos, things like that. So there's some cool stuff on there as well. And on YouTube, I mean, you just get free lessons on. I mean, honestly, guys, like, just take the US Chess School playlist and just forget that it's a YouTube video. Just pretend you're in that class, right? Pause the video whenever there's a question. Think, set it up on our physical board, right? If you want a lesson, like over the board lessons with the GM, right? Just watch the US Chess School, pause the video, set up the position, think about it, write your answer down, watch, and just pretend like you're in the room with them. I mean, it's like, it's free. I mean, it's free.
Okay, what else? Probably rook a d8 makes sense.
I'm not selling anything. The US Chess School playlists are free.
Or rook h d8.
They're available.
Rook a d8, bishop
free.
c6, bc, rook d3. Okay, so let's do this.
Wow, Eugene says he doesn't care. He's about to get like the ugliest structure of all time.
Looks pretty solid.
But I mean, it's got to be better for white. If it isn't, then I would be really shocked.
Okay, he took. So 2 sets of double pawns for me.
Hey, Chess
And I can never get my knight to d4.
Welcome, guys. Welcome. We're just doing some training here before the National Open. Yeah, come on in. Shout out to Chess Sweep. I assume it was Dennis just streaming on there.
So maybe I should have started with a6. Now maybe slightly worse.
Yeah, just doing a lesson on pawn structures with with Eugene here.
Okay, a3. Maybe he wants to play b4.
I feel like my knight should go like b1, d2, c4, a5. I feel like that's the trajectory. Yeah, Vegas is very strong. No, I have no chance of winning
I don't know.
Vegas. No, there's like several
Rook
2600
b8.
GMs going there, and then a lot more 2500 GMs. So yeah, no,
But rook b8,
we're
he
not
doesn't have
playing
to play
Vegas to
b4.
win.
I was thinking rook b8, b4, a5.
I could win like the under like 2450 prize or something, but honestly, for me, Vegas is just gonna be a training tournament, right? I just want to show up, just play like 9 good games, try not to blunder anything too stupid, and then use the games to figure out what to work on next.
And I play h6.
No post. It makes sense here because it's just a very closed position, and black doesn't have any obvious counterplay. So this is exactly the kind of position where you can't
Maybe h6
afford these knight
bishop
moves in terms
a
of time. Definitely wouldn't want
h6
to
is
do
the
that
right
if
one.
it was much more open. But I just don't see what black does in this position. Like I'm kind of thinking maybe h5, bishop h6 to trade off the bishops. Yep. And so
Because my bishop on g7 is dead. I might as well get it traded.
maybe h4, put the bishop on g5. I gotta watch out for the c5 pawn. Okay, so let's play. See, b4 always runs into a5. That's the problem. Maybe on the previous move I should have gone king c2 and f3 to kind of avoid this trade. I'm realizing now. Can also double on the d file actually. Oh, that's kind of annoying for black. Yeah, maybe I'll just double. Six takes d1.
So maybe b4, bishop h6, rook d3. Okay. So bishop h6 takes, he doubles. I go back. Then I have to go back. Right?
How's he gonna untangle here?
So knight
Okay.
c5 is my main idea now.
Let's play b4.
Okay, b4.
He does have a5, but yeah, I just wasn't
So
seeing what I could do
my c6 pawn is still weak,
to avoid that.
and he needs to get the knight to c4, a5. That's a lot of moves.
So on
Knight
a5,
a4,
I
knight
think
b2,
I'm
knight
just gonna
c4.
play king c2
So I can trade everything off, but then I'm gonna
and put the king
suffer
on
maybe
b3 and
in the end
yeah,
game.
just try to poke around. Still, the plan is to bring the knight to c4 just as soon as I have some time to do it.
And a5 may not be good because he may. Yeah, it's not gonna be an easy one for me. Or maybe I can trade and then play knight f6, trade everything.
Yeah, thanks for following, guys. I missed some follows. I missed some subs. Central, thanks for subbing. How's it going? Ishwar Chess, thanks for following.
Yeah, this may be the right approach. Just a5. AB, knight f6.
Yeah, this is the last training session
Kind
I'm
of
gonna
boring
do. I'm
style.
driving to Vegas tomorrow. It's like 9 hours from the Bay Area. Really useful training, by the way. On a5, I'm just gonna play king c2, and then put the king on b3. So
Get
it's
rid of
very
my
hard, I
weakness.
think, for black to unpin here, because rook, of course, can't move. And I mean, knight endgame, I don't know. Knight endgame maybe is fine for
So
black.
knight f6.
Honestly, hard to say. The nice thing is, like, okay, I'm just hopefully never worse in this position, so it's kind of cool to be able to
Or maybe
play for two
not yet
results.
start with knight f6. Maybe play g5 first.
But whether white is like actually better, it's hard to say. I feel like if all the rooks come off, then yeah, it's hard to judge. I need
g5
David
feels
here for
natural.
the knight endgame. How am I feeling? I'm feeling okay. I mean, I, I get pretty rusty, so whenever I don't play for a while, I mean, it's always a struggle. Okay, is g4 a threat yet, or not really?
Maybe g4. Because I want to get some counterplay against the f2 pawn 2.
Kind of want to start the journey. Knight a4, knight b2, knight c4. Knight a4, he goes knight f6.
Yeah, maybe. I have an interesting idea in addition to g4, h4. And then maybe knight f6, knight h5, knight f4.
Let's play f3.
All right, so
I
he's
didn't really want to
definitely
make this move because it
giving me this
gives me
option.
less options. Like I can't transfer rook g3 ever, but
h4.
yeah, it just felt kind of necessary.
Definitely looks pretty solid. g4 is also quite a solid idea.
Well, now maybe he just sacks with g4 and then I take twice rook h2. But then b5
h4,
takes and c6.
knight f6.
Yeah, if he moves his rook off the 8th rank, I have b5 and c6. So he has to be really careful about that. Hey, what's up, Steve?
Okay, what other options do I have?
So on knight f4 last move, I thought he's going knight f6, and then if I trade all the rooks, I have to defend e4 with f3, and then black goes g4. So I wasn't sure if I had time. No, but here on g4, I'm just taking twice, actually, because he can't really do anything. Like, if he goes rook g8, he has no threat. So again, I'm threatening b5 takes c6 whenever the rook leaves the
Maybe rook g8.
the 8th rank. And I think if black goes for the knight endgame when I have like 2 pawns on the g file, even if he wins one, it's still an outside pass pawn. So I think that would be very dangerous for the knight endgame.
Although I'm not sure if I want rook g8. He might have some b5 after g4, take.
All I know is I'm going to learn a lot when we when we analyze this one. That's all I know. Yeah.
All right, I'll play solid.
H4. Wow. That's a bit of a shocker. Yeah, I can't say I
So
expected that
knight's
one.
heading to f4.
But that's surprising. Oh, he wants knight f6, knight h5. Yeah, of course, of course. Okay, so knight a4, knight f6, knight b2, knight h5, knight c4, knight f4. Take everything, knight takes c5. Knight takes g2. Knight f7, knight takes g5. Okay, that looks good. That looks good.
So this is my plan, guys. It looks drawish. Unless there's some plan that I'm missing he can do. Alright, so
Knight
he's
of
getting
6, I
knight
think
b2
I
going.
just trade everything. Because if I don't trade, if I go knight of 6, knight b2, he can... No, if he takes, I take with the knight. Oh, yeah. So I go knight b2 immediately.
Knight b2, knight c4.
Yeah, now I feel pretty optimistic.
I'm not sure if I
I
should
didn't
be
like
afraid of
b5
that.
because he takes on c5.
So knight h5.
So I'm expecting knight h5, knight c4. Wait, knight h5. I can trade first, and then I go knight c4. Then knight f4, knight takes c5. If he takes on
Or I can,
g2, I have
no,
knight
if I
f7
take, it
check.
takes with the
I can take
knight,
on
and I have
c6,
to play
but
knight d7.
what I don't like about taking on c6 is that then he gets knight f4, knight takes h3. So even if I'm up a pawn, if black wins g2, h3, then he almost always has enough. Maybe he's even better with this h1, I think. But on knight takes g2, I'm going to have knight f7 check, knight takes g5.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, there's king f6 there. Shoot. Yeah, I'm really not sure anymore. Okay, knight c4, knight f4. No, knight c4 is going to take once and then go knight f4. And rook d2. You can go knight g6. Knight a5. Get knight a5 though. So maybe it goes king f6, but then still knight a5.
Or low, he might not trade.
It's kind of the same actually.
He might play knight c4. Yeah, maybe I'm worse. Because he has the rook to protect the g2 pawn. Okay, so knight f4. Knight f4. I can take, rook takes d3, knight f4, rook d2.
Maybe I can take on c6, actually. I realize I can take on c6 and then just push the b pawn if his king is too far.
Okay, what else do I have?
I was thinking about just trading the rooks immediately. But if I didn't go f3, then black would play knight f6 earlier, attacking the e-pawn. So I feel like sooner or later I would have to. Yeah, I was thinking about just trading twice on d8, which I think I actually could, because if he goes knight f4 right now, I think I'm just going to take twice on d8 anyway, so it probably just transposes. So maybe I should have just taken on d8
I
anyway.
think I'm okay maybe there. Maybe not. Takes here. d2.
All right, takes. Okay, and if rook d8 here, basically we just get the same thing.
Okay, let me think. Rook d8 takes
Rook
knight
d8
e5.
take, knight e5,
Knight
knight
g2,
g2, knight c6.
knight f7.
And king goes somewhere, maybe king d7, I have knight e5 check, knight d3. That's kind of what I want. If I get my knight to d3, I feel great because then he doesn't get his knight of 4. 4, take, e5. I guess we're going to find out. Do I have to take? I can take on e5, rook d2, knight g2.
h3 is going to be weaker then.
And knight d3. But then again, knight f4. He's okay. Yeah, I gotta take. Okay, critical moment. So knight f7, take on g5. He has king f6. Very annoying.
So knight takes e6 he has.
Knight f3, knight takes.
Knight f7, king e7, knight g5. So
knight c6.
That knight may get trapped.
King. Somewhere.
Knight c6, king e8.
King c8.
b5. Knight f4, b6. Takes, king e7, b7.
Yeah, it's really.
Knight c6.
It's really unclear to me. I mean, I feel like exactly what I was worried about.
Maybe just king c8. Also, knight d3 is interesting move. Somehow I did not consider that.
Oh wait,
To stop knight f4
I think I can
and run the
take
king in.
so
All
king
right, so
c8. I can give check and go knight
king e8
g6.
here, knight f4 here. Takes, I'm losing, so I have to do this, check king here.
King d7. I just give check. I drop back to d3. I'm a pawn up. Has to be good. But in king e8, I
Why
just go
would I have to
b5.
do this?
Yeah. So here I think check king d7, knight g6.
So knight f4 is my threat.
At least that's the only thing I can find that makes sense.
Okay, king
And then if the
d7,
king
knight
ever approaches
g6.
to f7, I have knight e5 check, knight d3. So it's all about covering this f4 square. Now you can go knight. Oh, he still has knight e1 check at the end. Hold on. Yeah, this is.
Although knight e1, knight takes f3 is enough.
No,
Like king e7
this is
is
really
right.
bad what I've just done. Just taking on f3.
King d7, knight g6, check. Takes here.
Even has knight g1. Yeah. I think I really bungled this one.
Okay, this is interesting endgame.
Here.
Knight g6, okay, so I have to go for this, right, guys? Check.
You gotta stop this pawn. Here.
All right, so now what? Knight g1. Maybe. How is he gonna hold that pawn? Maybe b5 and knight f8.
Check.
No,
Maybe
knight
it's
here.
not lost.
King e7 or king c8. I'm a little bit afraid of the king being far.
I mean, technically we were supposed to stop after we were done with the opening, but
So I'll
I
just
think
go
the end
king
game is
c8.
just too interesting. Neither of us wants to offer a draw. Let's go b5.
Okay, so now I'm gonna take the pawn. All right, so I'm pawn up. Yay! So how is he gonna handle this? I'm not sure if I have winning chances. It's definitely with a bad king on c8. But I got two connected passers.
Knight f3 looks like only move.
Yeah, that makes sense. So now I'm kind of paralyzed.
Problem is, I feel like I'm running out of moves here.
What do I play here? Knight f4. Knight f4, knight takes h4.
No, I guess I can go king d4 next. Maybe
b7.
I am okay. Maybe I'm okay. Let's move king d4. Knight f4, take on g5, h3, knight f3. Okay.
Wait and move.
I think he just wants
Knight e5, king
same
c8.
position, but with white to play. Maybe we're repeating. All right, we're repeating. Okay, lucky
Yeah,
draw.
it's a draw.
Lucky draw. Okay, that was tough.
0 mistakes, 0 blunders, 0 missed wins.
Oh, you
Played perfect.
That's fine. I thought I was in trouble at the end. I was very nervous.
Yeah, it felt to me at first. I got nervous. I missed rook d2 move. But then after rook d8, I thought I have everything covered. But then it got really tricky with the knight.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, here actually I was expecting you would just play like king b8.
And then what?
And then, well, I have to make a move, right? Because my king has
Knight
to
f3.
move. No, I mean, when my knight's on f3.
Oh, I see. Just like some king move.
Yeah, I was thinking king
d4.
d4. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Well, can I move my pawns without losing one of them?
yeah, I guess not. I guess not.
Right. And if I lose one of them, then I may even lose the game, right? Because who knows what's going on.
Yeah, my king can get kind of active.
Yeah, my king is really out of, completely out there on b8. You may win the e-pawn, right? And who knows, that may be pawn race.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, that's definitely risky.
Yeah.
All
That
right,
was
let's
fun.
take a look.
I'm glad you chose this line because I remember someone played it against me in Blitz and I didn't take on e5 and but I think that I
Yeah,
have to.
I think I like my knight a6 move, but after knight a6 and then e5, maybe have knight f3 or something.
Yeah, I wasn't
Um,
really wasn't sure.
but yeah, I was trying to transpose to my line with d5, knight a6, knight c5.
Right. No, I think that version is very good for you if you don't castle because then you can. Because I want to go
Yeah,
like g4, you know, and
yeah, you don't get g4 and then your typical plan, right?
yeah. Um,
And then the end game, I definitely messed up. I should have played a6 first. I totally blanked on bishop b5.
yeah, it felt really nice. I mean,
a6, king e7, and then knight d4 is almost unstoppable idea. But
so on
bishop
c5,
b5 kind of
yeah.
takes all the fun out of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, such a weird structure. Um, well, yeah, let's check this one.
Hmm.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people are playing like this. Yeah.
There's Malcolm on game, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing Melkimon, Van Forest, Korobov, Perez he's a big King's Indian guy.
Yeah, king e7 definitely wrong. Lila says a6 first, and then king e7 and then knight d4. Yeah, I felt like allowing bishop b5 was unnecessary.
Oh, wait, it's interesting. So maybe I do have to go d5. So on d5 in the opening, you're playing knight a6, right?
Hmm. That was my idea, knight a6, knight a5.
Okay, maybe I'll have to look into this. Maybe that's more ambitious for white, actually.
And now if bishop e3, I want to play knight c5. And if bishop d3, probably, I don't know, knight c5 or some other move. Because I feel like you can transpose after knight bd7, bishop e3, e5, d5, knight c5.
Yeah.
So we can probably transpose to bishop e3 quickly after that position.
It's really e5. Yeah, I really didn't know this was it's actually a thing. Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, Kamsky played this a couple of times too.
He did?
Yeah.
With e5 move order or with knight
Mm-hmm.
bd7?
E5, d5, knight a6. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, yeah, I'll have to look into that one. So an endgame maybe not so special for white.
Yeah, if I don't play king e7,
Gotcha.
right? King e7 was a bad move. I missed bishop b5 altogether.
Right.
Yeah, for some reason I thought bishop c4, knight d4 type of stuff. But yeah, I should play a6. a6, bishop c4, and maybe king e7. And now knight d4 is my idea.
Mm-hmm.
It looks quite solid.
Yeah. Yeah, you just get this nice square.
But yeah, the way I played it, I might have botched it up a bit with this king e7, bishop b5, allowing to take on c6. Probably a3 was wrong.
Uh-huh.
Maybe should play king c2.
Yeah,
And then h5 g4, and you kind of put me in this bind,
oh,
unpleasant bind.
g4. Yeah, after I played a3, I realized yeah, I was thinking right, king c2 and then maybe even so g4 I didn't consider. I was thinking maybe f3 to avoid the bishop trade.
But okay, maybe you're still better in the rook and pawn and knight endgame. b4, a5. Yeah, Lila says it's winning after knight a2. Knight a2 is not a human move.
Wait, after which move? A3, H5.
Oh, way deeper into move 21. You play king c2.
Hmm.
Apparently, maybe king c2 is also good, but knight a2 is apparently just winning.
Wait,
I don't
after
understand
B4?
why. Yeah, b4, a5, and now knight a2.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
understand why it's just winning.
But I guess my knight's coming to B4. Um,
Yeah, and then I can't stop knight c6. So if I can't stop that, like, what's my next move? I'm kind of in a bind.
oh, right. So you can't take on
I'm in
B4,
zugzwang, right?
and
It's
then
the knight b4.
you can't
And if I
unpin or
play
anything.
a4, then knight c3, and I'm just dead. So I can't make any
Wow.
moves. I'm just completely lost.
Yeah, I
So that was bad on my
totally
end.
didn't think one move further on this one. Wow.
Yeah, I think f3 is holdable for black.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure what's the eval if you just play like knight a4 instead of f3. Knight f6 and just trade all the rooks. And then king d3. Because I don't have time to establish this h4 knight h5 business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So F3 then was definitely a mistake.
Because then the king comes to e3. Yeah, after f3, I don't think you can stop my knight from coming in.
All right. Yeah. Actually, I totally missed H4. I mean, I just thought your idea was G4, of course.
Oh, wait a second. But instead of rook takes d8, you may still be winning. Knight takes e5, rook takes d2, king takes d2, knight g2, knight takes c6. Is it the same exact position?
Wait, so we had
Oh, I have king c8 move. Right. Okay, so my king on d8 is a draw. My king on e7 is a loss.
oh.
Well, that's a
Right.
nuance,
That's really because yeah,
right? Because then you just play knight e5 check,
right,
and
right.
after king c8, knight f7. And if knight f4, knight takes g5, and I'm just lost.
Yeah, this one I saw in the game. Of course, I felt like, well, you have king c8 only move, but I
Right.
saw it too late.
Yeah, king c8 is only move. Otherwise, I'm just lost.
Wow.
Yeah, and this final end game, it's Lila says it's just a dead draw. Like
That's
neither
funny.
side can make progress. Just back
On
and
my
forth.
end, I was panicking really hard, but Leela's like, oh, dead draw.
Yeah, so you're never in trouble, basically. You
That's
could have
that's
won
good to know.
twice.
It's
You
good
could have
to
won
know.
with knight a2, and you could have won with this knight takes e5.
But I'm really surprised that this line is like, I mean, it's like fully playable. Like black is just equalizing out of the opening.
Yeah, yeah. If I play a6 in the end game, I should be able to hold. I mean, my pawns are crappy, but I've got knight d4 coming. My king's covering everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, this maybe d takes e is less ambitious. It's definitely posing some practical problems for black, but d5 is definitely the main line.
Yeah, I guess I gotta return to d5.
And then we transpose. Normally they play knight bd7, bishop e3, e5,
Mm-hmm.
d5, knight c5. But here bishop e3 is one out of many options, right? You have other options. Bishop d3. Knight f3, I'm not so sure about. Knight c5, a5.
Yeah.
But yeah, bishop e3, knight c5, I think was my idea. And then what? Queen c2 and a5. And some kind of a typical position. g4 maybe here, some crazy.
Yeah, I would definitely consider g4.
And then I would probably play h5, g5, knight fd7, maybe. And I mean, that's a typical King's Indian.
Yeah.
White doesn't have a safe haven for the king. I'm about to start something on the queen side. But yeah, it's a pretty complex King's Indian structure.
I actually might play this for black. I mean, it's kind of a fresh idea against h3. Because usually, I mean, yeah, I thought castling was just like almost
Autopilot.
100% there.
Yeah, I like to play knight a6 first before castle.
Mm-hmm.
If I play it against h3, knight a6, bishop e3, I guess e5. Now the end game is bad because you take and castle. Yeah, and if I castle, then it's just like g4 and something happens. Maybe it's still playable, but yeah, not ideal.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, most people play knight bd7,
Uh-huh.
and after bishop e3, they play e5, d5, knight c5.
Oh,
And
right.
there's lots of games, Firouzja, Grishuk's, Miriam,
Yeah.
and this is a pretty complex position.
I remember looking at this early knight d7, and there was something I didn't like there, but I don't quite remember what it is. Well, actually, yeah, I mean, for me, for black, I usually play with like knight a6 and c6. So yeah, for
Knight
me, it's not
a6, bishop
exactly.
e3.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
castle or you c6 right now?
Let's say with castling and then c6.
So castles, and then they play usually what, g4
Um,
or knight g2 first. Knight g2
oh
first.
yeah, so let's say with bishop e3, right, I go like knight a6, and then yeah, here they often go g4, and then c6, knight c7, and I kind of like these lines because like white extends a
And then you
lot,
go in for b5.
and then black plays for b5. Yeah, as soon as like bishop goes to g2.
This is interesting. Yeah, Grishuk played like this too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the man. I follow him a lot in the King's Indian.
Wow. Yeah, he comes up with all these cool ideas. Oh, and this guy Chigaev, this Russian GM, he won a lot of games with this plan.
Yeah.
b5 is really annoying.
But every time I look at it, I mean, the engine's always like, "Are you sure?" It's like always, yeah, it has some questions.
Yeah, these are always complex structures when white plays h3.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this end game if I can get this end game. If not, yeah, as long as I don't allow bishop takes c6, I think black is quite solid.
Right.
All right, that was pretty good. So
That's great.
good practice. Now you're warmed up for the tournament.
Yeah. Thanks for that. I mean,
Now
this is
you
like
feel how to play with increment.
for sure. No, I mean, it's like two positions I could see myself getting like over the board, in a couple of
Yeah,
days.
easily.
So
Yeah,
I'm
and just
glad I got some experience there. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the stream, guys. Thanks, Eugene, for
yeah.
joining me. This
Thanks,
was really fun.
Kostya, and good luck in Vegas. Bye, guys.
Yeah, thanks. Alrighty, yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was some good training, and yeah, I definitely recommend doing this with your training partners if you guys want to kind of simulate it. And actually, what I normally do, I mean, here we didn't discuss what openings we were gonna play. We just kind of improvised. But a lot of times, really useful just to say like, okay, we're gonna play, open Sicilian, or we're gonna play like this position in some opening, and then both sides prepare. You come with some ideas, you play like a couple of games, and then analyze. And yeah, I feel like you often get a lot out of it. I think it's some of the most useful practice you can get. So yeah, I feel good now. I feel good. I think that's it. Now we're gonna crush it. That's yeah. It's gonna be a GG for everyone in Vegas for sure. Okay, well that is gonna wrap up the stream for me. Um, and let's see, is David in chat? I feel like I saw David earlier. Do we have any more streams coming up today? Thanks for all the follows, by the way. I saw there was a bunch of follows from the Chess Weeb raid, so appreciate that, guys. Much appreciated. If you haven't joined our channels so far, you should. You should. We have a very popular Discord where you can find training partners and get info about our tournaments and events and all kinds of stuff. And we have like a YouTube channel that has like a bunch of like really instructive videos on it. We've got a podcast now you can subscribe to. People are always, asking about the podcast. We do have a podcast, and it is available on all major podcasting platforms. So if you're gonna drive to Vegas for 9 hours, like I am tomorrow, maybe worth downloading some episodes. And now we even have like a second YouTube channel where we're gonna basically, the idea for the second channel is just to put up a lot of our kind of unedited VODs, because sometimes people, they just want to see the whole stream, some of our more hardcore fans. But we're yeah, not gonna put the VODs on the regular channel, but they're gonna go on the second channel. Hey, what's up, Elwin? Thanks for following. Yeah, the mixed doubles prize, basically you get you pair up with a member of the opposite gender, and I think your average rating has to be like under 2200 or something. And yeah, they have some additional prizes. They introduced it a couple years ago just to kind of get more give more incentives to the girls to play. That rule sucks? No, I don't think it sucks. I mean, it's just like an extra prize that's available for everyone. So I think it's a good thing. Is there a YouTube tutorial on Discord? Oh, a tutorial for Discord. Oh, why must it be under 2200 average? Well, I mean, just to kind of keep it fair. Otherwise, like, the top player in the open section and the top female player can just pair up, and then they'd be big favorites. So kind of evens it out to make it a average rating. Yeah, sorry, Sebchess. We don't have an official Discord tutorial. We do have one, actually, our intro video on YouTube. I show a little bit about Discord, but nothing specific. Nothing specific. But we should get on that, because Discord is it's a lot of fun. And I saw a question about our Patreon page. Yeah, we have a very nice Patreon where you can support the channel and get access to older content. A lot of my older articles and some of my game analysis videos are on there. And so yeah, there's quite a bit of content on the Patreon as well. Kind of like instructive posts, like how to work on your chess, how to do this and that, and so on. A lot of my posts are on there. Oh, apparently it's like IRC. I never used IRC. I've used Slack. It's pretty similar to Slack. I've always felt like Slack and Discord are basically just like, Slack is for work stuff and Discord is for like fun stuff. So if you use Slack, it's pretty similar. Oh, right. We also have a verified group. So look, if you guys are tired of getting cheated by Indian billionaires, join our verified group, and you get to play against people who are playing under their real name. You got to sign up, and you got to be either a patron or a Twitch sub to join. You get all the info on the Patreon there. That's just an open post for the public, and yeah, actually, the group has, I think, about 100 members now, so it's growing. Um, and so far, no one's been banned from the group, as far as I know. So far, no one's been banned. So if you want a more safer environment and play against, real people, not anonymous, all the info is on the Patreon page there. You gotta submit a Google form, and then you have to request access to the chess.com club, and as long as all your info checks out, we'll let you in. Yeah. All right. So yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me. I'm not sure if David was planning on streaming later, so we're just gonna raid. Um, oh man, Levy, you are not on Twitter, are you? Or Reddit? You gotta check r/chess sometimes if you want the latest chess drama. But yeah, it's all up there. I mean, it's just I thought the whole thing was honestly just hilarious. Very strange, but pretty funny overall. Okay, let's see. Who are we gonna raid? Ghostbusters? Who are we raiding, guys? Whoa, Tony Hawk is doing an interview. Should we raid Monster Energy? That's doing some kind of Tony Hawk panel. Yeah, guys, we're gonna raid Monster Energy. Go check them out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. Let's raid. Let's raid. Let's raid Lafong. Yeah, I haven't raided Lafong in a while. Probably Jesse or David raided him like yesterday or something, but I haven't raided him. So we're gonna raid Lafong. It happens sometimes. Sometimes we just raid the same channel like 3-4 times in a row because we don't discuss who we raid. All right, wow, we got 215 viewers. Cool, a lot of people stuck around from the Chess Suite raid. Awesome. So yeah, guys, this is it for me. Next time you'll see me, I guess I'll be in the Big Apple, Las Vegas, the city that never sleeps, City of Angels, whatever they call it. Honestly, not my favorite city. A lot of debauchery there, but it'll be fun. And yeah, I mean, what can I say, guys? I'll try to do my best. I mean, for me, it's just gonna be a training event. I'm gonna get 9 good games. It's gonna be really tough. I might do well. I might drop some rating. That I'm totally open to that possibility. But one way or another, we'll have our path, right? It's not our last tournament, right? It's not our last tournament. So if we do badly, it's not the end of the world, right? It's just gonna show us that we have some things to work on. So it's not our last event. Not our last event. Wow, they're playing a skating game in front of Tony Hawk. Incredible. And he's not even playing. Imagine like playing chess in front of like a world champion like Vishy Anand, and then like he's just like watching you play. Anyway, all right, we're rating Lafong. See you guys.